everyone. It is Ignite 2019. We are on the show floor at the Chaosoft booth, surrounded by 24,000 close friends and family and other people. But sitting right next to me is Mr. Bob Bobble, and also an Ohio. Are you an Ohio native?
I am, actually.
Ohio native, much like myself. But what's going on in the world in the Chaosoft, and what brings you guys down to Orlando, Florida?
You're from Ohio?
I am, Cincinnati.
Wow. All right. Go Cincinnati. So we're back again this year. It's our second year at Ignite. Had a lot of traffic at the booth, as usual. It's been a year, so we have different shirts this year.
All right.
Right? Orange to blue, and probably go back to orange next year. That's pretty exciting for us. This year we're talking about one new feature to our Chaosoft Administrator product. That is a end-to-end license optimization solution for Microsoft Office. So we have modeled the entire Microsoft Office licensing architecture.
Oh wow, that probably took.
It was amazing effort that our guys did, our engineers did. We've got two of them off camera that are looking at their phones, doing their thing. And that solution looks at not only the usage within Office by specific users, it also then knows all of the parameters to scale down the license so that you can go from, for example, an E5 to an E3 to optimize it. That way they have a license that meets the usage rather than just a general license that they only use a part of. And that, of course, goes along with our license adoption capability we already had. And the second is an actual brand new product.
Okay.
It's called Chaosoft Guardian. And it is an Azure Active Directory protection, recovery, and monitoring solution.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So the premise is, just like on Active Directory on premise, you may have data issues. Somebody might write a script, either maliciously or just in general, and make a mistake and wipe out your data, or delete objects, and you need to recover that. We actually do that for Azure Active Directory now. Plus, since we're doing continuous data collection to monitor the directory, we can do alerting on changes that you may not expect. So if an administrator puts somebody into a global admin role or deletes a specific group or a service account, we'll alert on that in Teams. You can roll it right back right there. If it's a hybrid situation where somebody had access to something, maybe through an on-premise group that was synchronized, if that's now alerted, the administrator can actually initiate a rollback, and it'll go on-premise, restore the object set there, doing an undelete, updating the USN, making sure Azure AD Connect runs properly, and then restores the object in the cloud and verifies it.
So let me ask you. So where are you backing that up to? So when you recover a forest or an Azure Active Directory issue, where are you pulling the good data from to recover it?
Yeah, so when you first install the product, we do a snapshot of everything in both environments. So we know exactly where the baseline was. And from that moment forward, we continue to do an incremental scan of the environment to find all the changes.
Gotcha.
And we're also tied into the alerting service and those other, like the logging services and those things, so that we can do things like find out who the initiator of that change was, or maybe look for live things that are happening a little faster than you might get out of an event log. So.
Interesting. So what would you guys say is your secret sauce? Why should somebody come to Chaosoft as opposed to somebody else? What do you think is your best feature, if I will?
Best feature. I think it's that we provide an interface that probably is one of the best management experiences you're going to have. Okay. Easy to use. We understand, because we've been doing this for so long, that you can't use your old Active Directory tools anymore, right? You have to have something that is hybrid capable or cloud capable. So that left a lot of those old legacy tools in the dust. And so when we went to design this, we were able to design for a brand new environment. That gives us a pretty good advantage.
Yeah. So. Interesting. There's been a lot of announcements, a lot of things going on here at Ignite 2019. Office 365 still seeing a lot of momentum. I'm curious what you guys are seeing in the industry. Is Office 365 still growing crazy for you? Microsoft loves to tell us it is, but I'm curious from your perspective.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of activity in the Office 365 space still, but we're also seeing a lot more interest in Azure AD itself and some of the services it provides. I think the coolest thing I saw so far, it's kind of a nerdy thing. It's a newer version of PowerShell commands for Microsoft's Graph API. They finally have gotten that out the door. Yeah, so they've been talking about that today. We actually built a small version of that a while back for our own use, and I think that unlocks two of those key technologies that just didn't play well together before. So
It's interesting that it took them. I candidly didn't know that wasn't already available. It's surprising because Microsoft loves to talk about PowerShell. Are they shipping PowerShell 7 yet? If not, it's close to going out the door. And then they love to talk about the graph and the fact that they weren't really tied closely together. It's interesting.
So the Azure AD commands kind of did some of that, but then there was this whole other section. So we've based our entire new recovery product on Graph. So that gave us sort of an advantage. And then our previous product uses both Graph and PowerShell. So we have a lot of experience there. And we were really kind of hoping for this. And this kind of brings both those worlds together, especially for us.
That's awesome. So let's talk about Chaosoft and the business behind it. So if people want to come and sign up, let's talk about the onboarding experience. Somebody needs help with Azure Active Directory. How do you guys step in and what's your role there?
Right. Well, the first thing we do is we have sort of a 15-minute meeting with the customer, find out exactly if there's a match, because we don't want to waste anybody's time, right? That's an important thing. Everybody's busy. Second thing, we typically do a solution walkthrough, where we say, okay, these are the problems you described to us. Let's walk through our solution, see how we fit. And then we I would guess 90% of the time, we'll do a proof of concept with them.
Okay.
And that's why we have 100% customer retention rate. And we're doubling every year in size. So you can't beat that, you know? And nowadays with subscription-based business, it's fantastic for us, right? So once we get through the POC, we identify any issues that might need to be taken care of, or questions that need to be answered, and then more times than not, we have a new customer.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, 100% retention.
It's
kind of it speaks for itself. There's no other way to describe it. And then, so how does the business model work? Is it monthly? Is it annual? Or is it per user?
So it's a subscription model. We do an annual subscription, but we're a little different. It's not a hosted solution, so you're not giving up access to your data, right? And we don't want to have access as a vendor to your identity data or whatever you're doing. Our customers will typically load it on a Windows 2019 VM, whether it's in the cloud, on-premise. We have some customers using other VM solutions from other vendors besides Microsoft. But it's very portable, very small. Takes 20, 30 minutes to set up. A little bit longer to configure the scenarios that you want, but all in a day you can have the thing up and running and be managing.
I mean, that's fantastic. And so if people want to learn more about what you guys are doing or how to get in contact with you, what's the best way to do that?
Chaosoft.com. Go there, right on the front page, there's a bunch of solutions you can choose. And there's a nice big button that says, I have a question. Just raise your hand and...
Well, there you go. Well, folks, we will include a link down below to make that process easier, to make the jump over to Chaosoft as seamless as possible. But Mr. Bobble, we appreciate your time today, diving in here, talking about what's going on with Chaosoft. Hopefully you're a Buckeyes fan because they're doing pretty well this year. And everybody else, thanks for tuning in.
Go Buckeyes.